is called Miraj. And in Miraj, if you read the story of the Prophet al-Islam, that what he did many things in this life to teach us. He fought wars. He also did many journeys, physical journeys for dawah. He did migration. So whatever Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam do, it becomes the sunnah to follow for the ummah. That's why the prophets are sent. One of the magnificent and significant event in his lifetime was ascension, Miraj. So the Miraj was basically, if you have read in the hadith, that it was from Makkah Sharif. Makkah Sharif is the Kaaba, and then actually also going the way from passing the Medina Sharif and also visiting the place where Isa alayhi salam was born, that place. And also Prophet alayhi salam mentioned when he was passing, he saw Musa alayhi salam in his grave. And verily, when he came to Masjid al-Aqsa, there was no prophet living there. All were in the graves. But actually, he visited that place and then met them spiritually, meaning actually he was in physical miraj, but those also prophets at that time were physically present, came from from the world of spirits and from their graves, and then he again met them in the heavens. So this is the pattern. I mean, there are much more detail where he alayhi salatu wasalam went and visited basically. So these are the blessed people, and you may say blessed places where those people are buried. And alhamdulillah, they are like Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam. When we go into Medina Sharif, Madinatul Munawwara, we see that there is a place called Riyadul Jannah, the garden of Jannah, between the member of the Prophet Islam and the house. Now we go, everyone tries to pray their 2 rakat. Although he did not say that you should pray 2 rakat here as such, but because it's Riyadul Jannah, though people pray. Why Riyadul Jannah, meaning garden of Jannah? Now the same word the Prophet Islam used for the graves. He said a grave is either qabru rawdatum min riyadil jannah or hufratum min niran. Graves are either garden of Jannah, if a grave of a believer, a pious and righteous people and the Prophet, or it is a pit of hell for this. So that barakah, blessing in the places where Anbiya, Ikram and Awliya and Sahaba are buried, they are like centers of energy where a person can benefit and also actually, you may say, take guidance as well if they. So this is a pattern, because that's also like a miraj. So we do it also following that pattern. So ये चीज़ है.
I just wanted to follow up on that response, Shaykh. Jazakallah khair for the response you gave. So the example that you mentioned is based on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who had, I suppose, he has a status whereby he had direct or somewhat direct engagement, interaction with the divine, meaning the angels, Jibreel alayhi salam, etc. And he's the prophet that was sent down the revelation. So how do we then extrapolate what was given to him as an ability, for example, through the ascension that he had, the physical ascension, and then extrapolate that to an ordinary person like me, for example?
The only thing where the door is closed is prophethood. Simple answer, trying to understand. Only thing which is closed is prophethood. No one can be a prophet now until and after Day of Judgment as well, meaning he is prophethood at least. Other all doors of wilayat and miracles and karamat and you may say whatever is open. So anything, any can happen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can bless anyone with any miracle or anything, Only the door of prophethood, Nabuwa, and Risalat, messengership, is closed, and all other doors and all other karamat and things. So the door of Wahi and the door of revelation, in the prophethood has ended. So these are not because even in the lifetime of the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, many times the Sahaba Ikram was interacting with Jibreel, asking questions, seeing him, and doing many things. So that is quite normal actually. Angels coming now, even in the Laylatul Qadr, angels come, they even touch sometime believer, they even, like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, that they do musafha with people. So this is quite normal. Only thing which is actually stopped and which is barred now is the revelation and Nabuwa. All other things are open. You can be blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with anything whatsoever. Yeah.
Hassan, my question is, as today you spoke about the 5 identities and the world of spirits. My question is, Hassan, as you was going through all this, it was like I was there, like really, like, and I didn't do Lataif, I didn't do the transfer, but as you was talking about it, I was there, I was seeing everything. Seen all the angels in like great detail, seen all creation, everything that happened in Alam Arwah. And as you speak about 5 identities, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed us Jannat, a glimpse of Jannat. I've seen all these things. I know it's not accepted to say imagination. I believe maybe this definitely wasn't imagined. It was so much in detail. And even after, when all through this today, Hazab, it had a big effect on me, on myself. It's like actually came from journey.
Okay. Here you are, your answer. You were talking about actually the previous day, someone sitting with you now. So, in actual fact, obviously there is a world of unseen, and even in the physical entities before 100 years we didn't know about many unseen creatures like viruses or creation and things, meaning human being has limitation. And even we know jinnat and other things exist for sure, but actually some people might have experience, some people don't see, some people see. Similar is the other things as well, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to show. So what happens is that the 5 identities, that's very good. And you have mentioned that actually then that has an effect on you. Well, that is what it is supposed to do. That is the purpose of it. Like we already believe in angels and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and hell and paradise. There's nothing new. The new thing is that the experience, meaning when someone sees it, then their level of faith just shoots up because they've seen something. Now, like for example, we see dunya, we see cars, we see women, we see men, we see other things, we should see buildings and houses, and that has an effect on us. That's why even though we know what is right, what is wrong about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well, we know etc. and the commands, but because we are seeing and experiencing the worldly pleasures, so they have so much pull and attraction that even a person sometimes knows what is wrong, he still does it because of the attraction. And he knows something is right, but he is too lazy because the attraction of other part is more. So same human being, if the same human being is shown another thing, next version, let's say you have a telephone, Samsung Galaxy, level 9 or, for example. Now you have a traction in there because it's the most updated model. But as soon as a new model after 1 year, 2 year comes, which has some extra function and some other qualities, you lose the significance and attraction. So that's not so much now. It doesn't appeal to you so much because you got a higher version. Let aside if you have a old-time phone, first Samsung phone, first Nokia phone. Imagine how the attraction will go away. Your attraction will be in the new one. So dunya is a lower version of these pleasures which we do experience, like I mentioned during the day. Akhirah is higher version. So you really you cannot fight this war and compare if you cannot see the new version. So what you have is this world version, and that's why all your attraction is towards here. The women of dunya, you can't see the hurs of Jannah. The palaces of this dunya, you can't see the palaces. The life in Jannah, you can't see the life in Jannah, you can see here. So that's what all you have. It's like the latest phone you have, that's what you have. All attraction is there. But when the next one comes, or another company makes it like, for example, a very high level, sophisticated phone, then actually. So same thing is happening here. They are both creations of Allah, this dunya and the higher world, the higher quality world. So once you, as you rightly have mentioned, once you see that dunya, that world, it has effect. Immediate effect on you. Now it's up to you to prolong it, but it's an effect on you. You lose some attraction of this world because you are seeing a better, you are seeing a more higher, you are seeing more beautiful and more, etc. So that is good. So now it is like you asked the question 2 days ago, that what can we do in the last few days to make it most of it. This is really something which can be long-lasting. And you mentioned that you didn't do the lata'if, you didn't went through the process, and automatically you were seeing the dream vision or the vision and the spiritual experience. The process, the lata'if and all the process is for the beginners only. It's a beginners only. When a person does, when he does again and again, and it becomes a habit after 1 year or so, then automatically it happens now and then. You just shift to the other side. So much so, like many of the people, the righteous people, they're always in that state. They're seeing the both worlds at the same time, interacting with here and also the other world as well. So the balance is kept at least the most. So, but yes, you rightly said that it should have effect. That is the purpose of it. The purpose of it is not his seeing or experiencing, but it is the raising of the faith and iman. Like if you've seen Jannah in dream or vision, whatever, your iman is going to increase. If someone sees even a dream of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, let's say it's actually a vision, they are very happy. People read so much for that actually to happen, because that actually. Similarly, if you see some dunya, some car, some women beautiful in dream, that has effect on you as well. It doesn't matter, it's a dream. It does have an effect. So that's why we are losing the battle with shaitan, because all the time dunya is in front of us, akhirah is veiled. So we tend to fall here, there, and get distracted and things. But if we can raise our yaqeen and open the other portal of akhirah through that, which we can also think, and like the Prophet ﷺ said to the Sahabi Hazrat Harisa bin Zayd, Harisa, kayf asbahta ya Harisa? Oh Harisa, what is your state of iman in this morning? He said, Asbahtu mu'minan haqqa. I have I am in the true state of Iman. And Rasulullah ﷺ said, what is this true state of Iman? What are the signs for it? He said, كَأَنِّي أَنظُرُ إِلَىٰ عَرْشِ رَبِّي بَارِزَةً. It's as though I am seeing the arsh of Allah in front of me. كَأَنِّي أَنظُرُ أَهْلُ الْجَنَّةِ. And it's as though I'm seeing Jannah and the people of Jannah meeting themselves, like you were saying, you see Jannah or actually other things. So similarly, what you have done, inshallah, today it will be practiced for the trainers and the teachers are listening. Today when you get up 12:30 and you do the muraqabah, so what you're going to do, yesterday you have only heard your story. You know your identity, who you are. That Allah Azza wa Jal created you first as a spirit, and you were wandering there, lived for 1,000 or million years, seeing Jannah, seeing absorbing lights and things, whatever you've done, that is for. There you are. And then after seeing all of that, an opportunity came. Allah gave opportunity, all the creation. Like, look, all whatever is in this Jannah, kingdom of heaven, there's a life forever, there is youthful age forever, there is health forever, there is infinite blessings there. Their palaces made of light and gold and diamond. They are very beautiful spouses. There are garden, there are rivers flowing, there is no problem, etc., etc. So these were quite normal for angels and others. They were seeing this, and plus the closeness of Allah. So Allah Azza wa Jal gave opportunity to our spirit as well as the spirit of jinnat, angels, others. That, look, I have created you. If you want this, this is for you. Others said, what is it? How will we achieve it? Allah Azza wa Jal, I will give you a very small portion to see what you do. If you qualify, if you do use that well, that power and that time, and what I give you, I will give you this big, really big kingdoms of heaven and earth, and also you will be with me. Like I gave the example during the day, if someone says, oh, I want to rule Britain, UK, they say, okay, we give you the rulership of one town, Bolton or Blackburn, and see what you do. If you can run it well, we'll give you all UK. And if that person cannot run that well, rather what he does, rather than running, he's filling his own pockets with the money from the council and things. So what will the government do? It won't just leave, it's like, okay, we are not giving you the government. Rather, they'll put him in prison. That you being there, you should have improved, and now your bank balance has increased and other things have decreased. And the roads are not safe, people are not safe. So he won't be just left alone. Okay, we are not going to give you prime ministership. They say, no, you will get jailship now, prisonship instead of prime ministership, because you same is happening here. So we said, yes, Ya Allah, we want. Jinnat said, yes, we want. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, okay, I'll give you a very, very small speck of dust, because this earth compared to paradise, not even paradise, compared to sun and other galaxies, is non-existing entity. It's so small it can't be seen. So middle of nowhere, Allah said there is a very, very small, insignificant. Dunya means insignificant. The word literally, dunya means insignificant, lower thing. I'll give you something very lower, partial, little bit power over it. You'll have a house, you will have some relatives. You show me you can manage, I'll give you the real big kingdom. You show that you will remember me, you won't forget me, I will give you my closeness. So then Allah Azza wa Jal, even to train us, He brought us there here on the face of the earth, the Quran says. On the Arafah, I said, He showed you this is the earth, there, this is your training, this is your qualifying ground. Now come back. And now one by one, people were sent. Some have gone, mine and your turn is here now. And you can know, you know better what we are doing with how we are managing this little bit of life, this little bit of, because our bodies, dunya, by default, you see there is a stone 5,000 years old, 10,000 years old. Stone is fine. The tree 2,000 human being is superior creation, but we don't live more than 150 normally. Why? Because the purpose was never to live. If Allah wants it, we could have lived many, many millions years. But no one can think about million years. Hardly they think 100, and they think they have actually lived very long. But that's nothing really compared to those years and real life actually. So now we are coming, the attractions are in front of us. If we manage them well, manage our time, manage our resources, manage our relatives, manage our, alhamdulillah, as soon as we go back, Allah says, this is promise for you. Even when a person is in this dunya lying on his deathbed, angels come, they said, نَحْنُ أَوْلِيَاكُمْ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَأَبْشِرُوا بِالْجَنَّةِ الَّتِي كُنْتُمْ تُوعَدُونَ. They said, well, you fulfill your promise, good news for you, the kingdoms are waiting for you. The palace is empty, the king's throne is empty, you have to sit there. Come back. So here we are, the enjoyment and the pleasure starts. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fulfills that promise which He has made. But if we back down and we misuse even our little bit of life, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, if I give you that big, you will cause chaos there. Like Shaitan went into Jannah and caused trouble. And you are saying, give us Jannatul Firdaus, you will make hell out of Jannatul Firdaus if I take you there. With these mindset and these of your jealousy and all these hatred and all these actually things which you will make hell life of other people living in heaven. No, I'm not going there. You go on your place. Yes. So that is the story. So here, inshallah, during the day, when you get up, hopefully, if we live, because we do not know, many people think they get up, but they don't. So that's why I'm saying if we get up, because the spirits, the souls get possessed even when we are asleep. It's up to Allah if He sends them back or not. So we keep breathing. This is the power of spirits that without even being far away, it can keep us alive. Like the sun is keeping us alive even though it's millions miles away. But all life on planet Earth exists because of the sun. So in this today's muraqabah, what you will do is to make it more effective, like you already happened to you, but others will experience, that you will be taken back in time when Allah Azza wa Jal created you, spirits. So experiencing, seeing your creation and wondering and Jannat and thing, and then actually that Allah offering you this opportunity, this great opportunity, not of a job or anything. Here, even the kingship of this dunya, prime ministership, presidentialship is not actually worthwhile of this dunya. Because once a person becomes president or king or whatever, over 5 years, millions are pulling his legs every day. Oh, you done this, you've not done this, you are not doing this right. How is he supposed to enjoy that he has? He never, I think, remembered that he is prime minister, because there are always so much actually things on them actually to answer and things in the parliament. It is really very difficult life. You know, this is not king, this is like you become a center of criticism for all. Kingship is really once what you have in Jannah, where no one is above you except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah has given you independence, that do whatever you like. وَلَكُمْ فِيهَا مَا تَشْتَهِي أَنفُسُكُمْ وَلَكُمْ فِيهَا مَا تَدَّعُونَ. So there, inshallah, in the muraqabah, you will go back in time in the world of spirits when that you have been given this opportunity. Then you are brought on face of the earth, then back, and now again, so that like Usman, it can make a change. It can be you may say, game changer, as they say. Because until the bulb does not light in you, it doesn't click in you really that there's something really you are missing and something really you want to achieve, a person does not take things seriously. Here we are taking things seriously. I will get job, I will get this and thing, etc. But once you know that, you know all the story, now you know yourself. Now the next part is to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the reality of this world. And as I said, the purpose of life, that is life. This is only, imagine you have just heard, not fully, heard some part of your own identity. These days, we have identity. Oh, I am from US, I am from UK, I am there, I am from Bangladesh. This is not identity, real identity. This is because Adam alayhi salam came on the face of the earth. He had one color, our mother. All other skin colors, nationalities are because of weather and where people live. Research has been done. Early people who came Europe 4,000, 5,000, they were dark colored. Because Adam alayhi salam was not white color, he had a tan color. So those others, whoever they lived, wherever they live, because of the effect of the weather and others, they actually affect. Have you not seen many people from Asia? They change, their color is changed. That is just in one generation. Imagine if there are 15, 20 generations. So and they might actually end up being white, and they forget actually like the other people are. So that's not your identity. Your identity is what I have mentioned to you. You are on the brink of achieving or discovering a greatest ever, actually you may say, kingdom and pleasure and kingship ever anyone can have, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created for you. But we are lost with the toy, actually, with the toy. So a person says, yeah, I want a Ferrari. Okay, we'll give you this fake Ferrari. Fake Ferrari, it is somewhat a car. It's not the real one. It can go around. If you use it, drive it properly, we'll give you the real one. And what we do, we think we are clever, we run away with that fake one. So what we have done, we have lost our opportunity really to have, that person was only giving us. He would have only give us if we driven it well and they say, okay, it's free for you. Allah gives it free. He's not charging anyone for paradise. Okay, you pay so much or anything. So that's what He given us a fake world. This is fake world, dunya. That's what He said in the Quran. وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَتَاعُ الْغُرُورِ. The life of this world is not but a deception, fake. And we think we are clever. We are running with the fake thing and losing the real thing. So who can be more foolish than that? That's why Anbiya and Awliya, they see us very foolish people. And we are, if we are doing that. Because when we can get the real thing, we are losing the real, plus we are running away with the fake. And the fake, the sign of the fake is that it's not going to last very much. After some years, it's just going to go away. तो ये चीज़ है. So that's good, inshallah. And today, inshallah, you rest and then do this muraqabah. And then once you realize who you are, then you know that you were like a lion, but you are treating yourself and others are treating you like actually a goat or a dog or a mouse or something. But once you realize your potential, my status is of lion and I have such big kingdom, I'm a prince of a lost kingdom, and my kingdom is waiting for you. Why I am actually roaming around with beggars here? So you realize that when you are a prince and you have really a kingdom, you want to go back. You don't want to roam around with them now. But only when the light bulb time comes, meaning it's actually you are enlightened from inside. Otherwise, like millions are going, you will also be lost. But the result, the consequence actually will come. So that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves us. He wants to give us all this. Now we've taken this covenant, taken this promise, taken this responsibility, and now we are going back on our words, and then there are consequences for that as well. ठीक है, जज़ाकुमुल्लाह खैरन, सुब्हानक अल्लाहुम्मा बिहम्दिक, नशहदु अल्ला इलाहा इल्ला अंता, नस्तगफिरुक व नतूबु इलैक.
Brothers, just to wait back for announcement, please. Well, announcement you've already heard. So basically 12:30 we are back in the main prayer hall for our session for the morning. So please rest now and do not disturb others, and we shall see you back in the prayer hall at 12:30 inshallah.
I know I'm waiting for something to have.